Unit 1 Management of Sporting Events. Functions of sports events management. A sporting event should be managed in a professional manner, incorporating elements of commitment, enjoyment and voluntary effort. Planning means to organize the activity in order to reach a particular goal. It means deciding in advance what, when, where and by whom to be done. It can be said that planning process begins with setting objectives and ends with policy development. The objective of planning is to keep control over all activities, which suggests that planning and control are connected with each other. It also helps in keeping a good control in organizing a tournament. Reduce the chances of mistake. It suggests program can be conducted with proper coordination with least mistakes, rather focusing on success. To promote innovative ideas. To provide direction towards the goal. To reduce undue pressure. To provide proper coordination among the committees organizing. Most important function of sports management. Organizing also means choosing the resources for the best results. It determines who will do a distinct job, where and when it will be done. Staffing is one of the most important aspect of planning and management. It is assigning a specific job to the person qualified experience to get the desired outcome. Staffing means working force. Staffing helps in promoting and utilizing the resources. Staffing is the most important function of management. With the right person with the right job, staffing brings higher performance. Directing should be done by experience and expert person. Directing is defining or explaining and responsibilities to staff or a committee. Helps to conduct sports event without hindrance while fulfilling the objectives of the tournament. In sports event management, the staff members are guided to use authority as per guidelines / instruction under rules. Controlling is usually in progress during an event. Bring efficiency and effectiveness. A good control in the activities always results in successful organization of the event. It helps in attaining the objective of the event. Tournament. A tournament is a competition held among various teams in particular activity according to fixed schedule, where a winner is decided. Fixture is a procedure through which the competition among teams / players is fixed on the basis of lots. Fixtures may be drawn according to different types of tournaments such as knockout tournament and league tournament. It is an advantage given to a team generally by drawing lots, exempting it from playing a match in the first round. Byes are usually given in the first round of the tournament. Knockout tournament. In a knockout tournament, all teams except the winner are eliminated. It means the team which is defeated once gets eliminated immediately and will not be given another chance to play. League tournament. According to this tournament, each team plays with every other team once, if it is a single league tournament. If it is a double league tournament, each team plays with every other team twice, irrespective of victory or defeat. Double league tournament. Double league tournament is a tournament in which every team plays twice with every other team. The number of matches in such tournaments is decided by applying the formula N1. Intramural activities. The activities which are performed within the campus of an institution are called intramural activities. These activities are organized only for the students of a school or institution. No students from other schools or institutions can participate in these activities. Extramural activities. Extramural activities are performed outside the walls of institution or school. It means the activities which are organized by the institution are students of 2 or more schools participate in such competition. Seeding may be understood that those teams which are reputed or declared winner or loser of tournament are protected from being eliminated in the preliminary rounds in the tournament. Importance of tournaments. Development of sports skills. 2. Source of recreation. 3. Helpful in selection of players. v. Development of national and international integration. 4. Propaganda of sports. Combination tournaments. Combination tournaments are conducted when matches are to be played on group basis or zonal basis. As a matter of fact, the tournaments depend on the suitability of the activity. Consolation tournament: the team once defeated is not eliminated, or it can be that it provides a chance to defeated teams to play again and show their skill. 14. The number of matches in league tournament is decided by applying the formula N(1)/215. Procedure to draw fixture for knockout tournament: Step 1. Divide the total no teams into 2 halves. If total no teams are more than 16, divide them also in quarter. Step 2. Check if total no of team are in power of 2, i.e., 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, or not. Step 3. If total no of teams are not in power of 2, then buys will be given. Step 4. Calculate the buys and place them according to the formula. Step 5. Arrange the match. It should be remembered that match can be arranged between the teams in the same round. Step 6. It should be remembered that if the total no teams are more than 16, the buys of upper half will be placed separately, my lower half will be separately. Unit 2: Children and Women in Sports. Motor development. Motor development refers to the development of a child's bone muscles and ability to move around and manipulate his /her environment. Motor development is the progressive change in movement throughout the life cycle. Gross motor skills. Gross motor skills refer to movements involving larger muscles like those in arms, legs, feet, in the entire body. It is used in walking, jumping and so on. Fine motor skills. Fine motor skills refers to movements involving smaller muscles like those in hands, wrist and fingers, such as those used to hold. Deformity. It is the malformation of any component or body part or joint of the body. Kyphosis. Kyphosis is a forward bending of upper back. Lordosis. Lordosis is an abnormal curvature of spine at front. Scoliosis. Scoliosis is a sideway curvature of the spine that occurs mostly during growth spurt in before puberty. Knock knees. In this postural deformity, legs bent inward and knees strike each other while walking or running. Flat foot. In this deformity, the inner curve of foot has bulge more than normal. In default of feet, person gives complete print of his foot sole over the plane surface. Round shoulders. Round shoulders is a postural deformity in which the shoulder become round and sometimes they seem to be bent forward. Bow legs. In this deformity, knees are widely apart. There remains a wide gap between knees, when a bow-legged person keeps his feet together. Menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is cyclic physiological discharge through the vagina of blood and mucosal tissue from the non-pregnant uterus. Menstrual disorders. Oligomenorrhea. In it, there is infrequent scanty menstruation. Amenorrhea. It refers to absence of menstruation in females of 18 years and above. Dysmenorrhea. It is lower abdominal pains or cramps during the menstrual period accompanied by headache and backache. Menarche refers to the first menstrual cycle. In the elite athlete, it is delayed by few months and years due to intense training, dieting, etc. Menopause. In old age, women between 45 to 50 menstrual cycle stops, and this stage called menopause. Anemia. Anemia is a malnutrition disease caused due to deficiency of iron in a human being. A person suffering from anemia has less blood than normal limit. Exercise guidelines of W.H.O. for different age groups less than 1 year. They should be physically active several times a day in a variety of ways. Interactive floor-based play, more is better. For those infants who are not yet mobile, they should be kept at least 30 minutes in prone position throughout the day, while awake. Children under 1 to 2 years of age, children 3 to 4 years of age, children years, and adolescents, adults 18 to 64 years. They should spend at least 180 minutes in a variety of types of physical activity at any intensity, including moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity, spread throughout the day. More is better. They should spend at least 180 minutes of variety of types of physical activities at any intensity, of which at least 60 minutes is moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity spread throughout the day. More is better. 5-17 children and adolescents should do at least an average of 60 minutes per day of moderate to vigorous intensity, mostly aerobic, physical activity. Across the week 150 to 180 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic physical activity, or at least 75-150 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic physical activity, or an equivalent combination of moderate and vigorous intensity activity throughout the week. Brisk walking should be included in physical activity for substantial benefits. Unit 3 Yoga and Lifestyle. Yoga means stability of mind in meditation on some particular situation position. Asana. An asana is a posture which produced no equilibrium, prevents fickleness of mind. Obesity. It is a condition of excess body weight and fat. A person is said to be obese when his body weight is not more above ideal body weight. Causes of obesity: heredity, sedentary lifestyle, endocrine gland functioning, eating habits, eating in excess quantity, eating junk food. Diabetes. It is a disease in which blood glucose in blood sugar levels are too high. Prevention of disabilities: avoid carbohydrate-rich food. Eat healthy food. Maintaining health weight. Regular exercise. Reduce the intake of saturated fat. Asthma. Asthma is a chronic disease involving the airways in the lungs. These airway or bronchial tubes allow air to come in and cut of the lungs. Causes of asthma: gastroesophageal reflux disease, respiratory infection, airborne substance such as pollen, dust mites, mold spore. Blood pressure. Blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls, arteries. Causes of hypertension: genetic causes, various diseases, poor lifestyle, lack of exercise and sports activities, back pain and arthritis. Types of arthritis: there are different types of arthritis, but the most common types are mentioned below. Osteoarthritis. It develops when joint cartilages break down from repeated stress. It is the most common type of arthritis. Juvenile arthritis. It is a disorder where the immune system attacks the tissue around the joints. Gout. It is a disorder/disease that causes hard crystals of uric acid to form in your joints. In fact, too much amount of uric acid may lead to gout. Rheumatoid arthritis. It is also a disease/disorder that causes the immune system to attack synovial membranes in your joints. Medications. Physiotherapy may help in reducing symptoms and improve quality of life. Symptoms. Different types of joints have different symptoms. They can be mild, moderate or severe. The common symptoms are given below. I. Stiffness in joints. 2. Pain in joints. 3. Inflammation or swelling in joints. 4. Tenderness. V. Redness. 6. Decreased range of motion, difficulty in walking or muscle weakness. 7. Physical deformity, lifestyle diseases and its preventive asanas: obesity, Tadasana, Katichakrasana, Pavanmuktasana, Matsyasana, Halasana, Paschimottanasana, Ardha Matsya, Endrasana, Dhanurasana, Ushtrasana, Suryabedhan, Pranayama. Diabetes: Katichakrasana, Pavanmuktasana, Bhujangasana, Shailabhasana, Paschimottanasana, Dhanurasana, Suptavajrasana, Gomukasana, Mandukasana, Yogamudra, Kapalabhati, Ardhamasi, Endrasana, Asmatadasana, Urdhvahistatanzana, Uttan Mandukasana, Gamukhasana, Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana, Ushtrasana, Matsyasana, Vakrasana, Kapalbhati, Anuloma Vilama. Hypertension: Tadasana, Katichakransan, Cycli, Pranayama, Ushtrasana, Ardha Halasana, Sarala Matyasana, Gamukhasana, Nadis Hodana, Pranayam. Uttan Mandukasana, Vakrasana, Bhujangasana, Shavasana, back pain and arthritis, Tadasana, Urdhvahistatasana, Ushtrasana, Makarasana, Sarala Matyasana, Gamukhasana, Nadis Hodana, Pranayam, Bhadrasana, Vakrasana, Bhujangasana, Ardhachakrasana, Unit 4 Physical Education and Sports for CWSN, Children with Special Needs Divyang, disability. The lack of capacity to do any type of work is called disability. Disorder can be defined as a disruption caused to the normal functions of a person. Cognitive disabilities. The term cognitive disability is often used interchangeably with intellectual or developmental disability. Intellectual disabilities. People with an intellectual, learning, or cognitive disability have a reduced capacity to learn tasks or process information. Physical disabilities. A physical disability is one that affects a person's mobility or dexterity. A person with a physical disability may need to use some sort of equipment for assistance with mobility. Special Olympics. Special Olympics. Bharat, the Special Olympic program started in India in 1998, having 10,000 athletes enrolled with it. This program was begun by Eunice Kennedy Shriver, sister of former President of USA, John F. Kennedy. She recognized the people with intellectual disabilities who were kept in the routine institution. She believed that with equal opportunities and experiences, Paralympic. The Paralympic 1968 were first organized in Rome. The headquarters of International Paralympic is at Bonn, Germany. Deaflympics, which earlier known as World Games for Deaf, are IOC-sanctioned events in which deaf athletes compete at an elite level. In the Deaflympics, the starter's gun, referee's whistle are not used. Only flags and some visual signals are used to alert the deaf participant. The Deaflympics are held once in 4 years. The first games held in Paris in 1924 were the first international sports event for athletes with deafness. The main purpose of Deaflympics is to provide opportunities to deaf people to participate in elite sports. Hearing aids, cochlear implants. Advantages of physical activities for children with special needs. Reduced level of anxiety, stress and depression. Improved social interaction. Better emotional and psychological health. Cognitive benefits. Physical activities lead to cognitive skill improvement. Physical benefit. Regular involved in sports activities and physical exercises can help them to develop motor skills, gross motor and fine motor skills, which may improve overall performance. CWSN even show lot of improvement in everything from their hand-eye coordination and flexibility, to their muscle strength, endurance and even cardiovascular efficiency. Strategies to make physical activities accessible for children with special needs. 1. Medical checkup. 2. Activities based on interests. Physical activities must be based on interest, aptitudes, abilities, previous experience and limitations of children with special needs. 3. Different instructional strategies. A variety of different instructional strategies such as verbal, visual and peer teaching should be used for performing various types of physical activities. 4. Modification of rules. Rules can be modified according to the needs of the children. 5. Specific environment. For special needs children, the area should be limited. Unit 5 Sports and Nutrition. Nutrition is a branch of science which refers to all the processes by which an individual gets his food. Nutrients are those chemical substances which are supplied by food and are needed as a source of energy for various activities of the body and as a structural material for every cell of the body. Micronutrients, those nutrients which are required in less quantity or in traces like zinc, sulfur and copper. Macronutrients, those nutrients which are needed in the body in large amount like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen elements. To take these nutrients, we take lots of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Balanced diet. A balanced diet is that which contains the proper amount of each nutrient. Nutritive components of a diet: carbohydrates, 2, proteins, 2, fats, 4, minerals, vitamins. Non-nutritive components of a diet: water. 2. Roughage. Food intolerance. Food intolerance is body's reaction to the protein molecules in a particular food. Common food intolerance is a reaction to a type of protein in the milk. Food myth. Food myths are things which are repeated sometimes so much that we are inclined to believe they are true, e.g. high protein diets cause ketosis, which reduces hunger. Healthy weight. Maintaining healthy weight benefits in stay healthy and reduces the risks of heart disease, diabetes and high blood pressure. Minerals contain elements needed by our body in small quantity. They are essential for growth and development of our body. 12. Vitamins. Vitamin N. Chemical name deficiency, need a retinol, night blindness, xerophthalmia, skin and eye health. D. Cholecalciferol, rickets, osteomalacia, formation of strong bone, /teeth, tocopherol, pore, transmission of nerve impulses, degeneration of muscle, weak muscle, /vision, protects cell membrane and form RBC, recovery in muscle cramp. Cefaloquinone, delay in blood clotting, osteoporosis, helps in blood clotting. B1 Thiamine, beriberi, Wernicke and encephalopathy. G and D, changing carbs into energy. B2 Riboflavin, skin disease, retarded growth, multiple deficiency syndrome. G and D, RBC production, releasing energy from carbs. B3 Niacin, pellagra, skin rough, /dead, alimentary canal, food digestion, nervous system affected, healthy skin, digestion, nerve system healthy. B5 Pantothenic acid, paresthesia. B6 pyridoxine, pyridoxine, anemia. B7 biotin, dermatitis, skin, conjunctivitis, eyes. B9 folic acid, pregnant women may lead to birth defects. B12 cobalamin, anemia, paralysis, neurological problems. RBC formation, healthy nervous system. C ascorbic acid, scurvy, rashes, weakness, teeth, gum, bleeding, infection, fungal, pain, swelling, ulcer, tooth break, maintenance of ligament and tendon, supportive tissue, help strong blood vessels. RBC formation, peripheral, neuritis, weakness, glossitis, nerve damage. Unit 6 Test and measurement in sports. Motor fitness is a person's ability to do physical activities. Motor fitness is a term that describes an athlete's ability to perform effectively during sports or other physical activity. An athlete's motor fitness is a combination of 5 different components, each of which is essential for high levels of performance. ARPED equals American Alliance for Health, Physical Education, Recreation and Dance. Oldest professional organization in USA, formed in 1965 and revised in 1976. Fitness test. Cyclo India fitness test in school, age group 5 to 8 years. /class 1 to 3, BMI, Flamingo balance test, plate tapping test. Body composition refers primarily to the distribution of muscle and fat in the body. Body size such as height, lengths and girths are also grouped under this component. Body mass index, BMI, is calculated from body weight, W, and height, H. BMI equals W/HXH, where W equals body weight in kilograms and H equals height in meters. The higher the score, usually indicating higher levels of body fat. Equipment: flat, clean surface, weighing machine, stadiometer, /measuring tape pasted on a wall. Plate tapping test. Purpose: tests speed and coordination of limb movement. Equipment: table, adjustable height, 2 yellow discs, 20 cm diameter, rectangle, 30 x 20 cm, stopwatch. Flamingo balance test. Purpose: ability to balance successfully on a single leg. This single leg balance test assesses the strength of the leg, pelvic, and trunk muscle as well as static balance. Equipment: non-slippery even surface, stopwatch, can be done on just standing on beam. Age group 9-18 years /class 4 to 12, BMI, The following items are in test battery. Name of the test. Aim of test to measure 50 m standing start, 600 m run forward/walk. Measure the acceleration, speed of athlete. Measure the aerobic fitness of the athlete. Sit and reach test. Partial curl up push up, boys, and modified push up, girls. Measure the flexibility of the athlete. Measure the abdominal strength of the athlete. Measure the upper body muscle strength. Equipment used. Cone, stopwatch, flat and clear surface or field. Flat and clear field or track, marking cones. Stopwatch, sit and reach box, mat. Stopwatch, non-slipping surface or mat. Stopwatch, non-slipping surface or mat. Senior Citizen Fitness Test (ANS). The Senior Citizens Fitness Test (SFT) was developed by Rickley and Jones in the year 2001 for older people aged between 60 to 94 years. This test is also known as Senior Citizen Fitness Test or Fullerton Functional Test. Even in old age, people need to be fit, follow a proper fitness regime and be able to continue to do their work without pain as long as possible. The test includes the following items. S.No. Name of the test for measuring chair stand test for measuring lower body strength arm curl test chair sit and reach test back scratch test 8 foot up and go test 6-minute walk test for measuring upper body strength for measuring lower body flexibility for measuring upper body flexibility for measuring agility for measuring aerobic endurance. Definition of BMR: it is an amount of energy required by an individual in awake state at full mental and physical rest in post-absorptive state. BMR is the minimum amount of energy required by body to maintain life at complete physical and mental rest. The formulas used to calculate BMR are different for men and women and they've been revised since they were originally created. These are the revised Harris-Benedict BMR equations. Male, 88.4 plus 13.4 x weight in kilograms, plus 4.8 x height in centimeters, 5.68 x age. Female, 447.6 plus 9.25 x weight in kilograms, plus 3.10 x height in centimeters, 4.33 x age. Johnson-Meathny Test Battery is a revised version of Johnson Educability Test which was revised in 1932. Meathny presented a revised version of Johnson Educability Test in 1938. She found that only 4 stunts were correlated highly with the total Johnson score. So, she eliminated the 6 items from Johnson test as earlier there were 10 items. Meathny also modified the mat area used in Johnson test. Now this test is known as Johnson-Meathny Motor Educability Test. The test battery consists of 4 motor stunts which are stated below. I. Front roll. 2. Back roll. 3. Jumping half turns. 4. Jumping full turns. 4 stunts, i.e., front roll, back roll, jumping half turns and jumping full turns are for boys, whereas 3 stunts, i.e., front roll, back roll and jumping half turns are for girls. Test area. The length and width of the mat area is 15 feet and 2 feet, respectively. Unit 7 Physiology and Injuries in Sports Physiology. Physiology is the study of the functions of normal human linked with the study of all living things in biology. Short-term effects of cardiovascular system: increase in heart rate, increase in stroke volume, increase in cardiac output. Stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected per ventricle. It is measured in ml/beat. Cardiac output is the amount of blood pumped by minute. It is measured in liter/minute. Agility: it is the ability of the person to change direction while moving at near or full speed. Residual air volume is that amount of air which is left in the lungs after exhalation. Vital air capacity is the amount of air which individual can inhale and exhale with maximum effort. Heart rate. The number of cardiac contraction in 1 minute is called heart rate. 72 beats per minute is generally considered as normal heart rate. Aging. It's a process of gradually changing body. With passage of time, these changes are noticeable usually after the age of 30. Physiological changes due to aging: change in muscle size and strength, change in bone density, change in unity system, change in metabolism and body composition, changes nervous system. Sports injuries. Sports injuries refer to the kinds of injuries that occur during sports or exercises. Causes of sports injuries: lack of physical fitness, lack of attitude, no proper warming up, faulty equipment, poor maintenance of playfield, no utilization of safety guard. First aid. First aid is the immediately help given to an injured person, before the arrival of the doctor. Aims of first aid: to preserve life, to protect the unconscious person, to promote recovery, to prevent injuries becoming worse, to give medical assistance. Soft tissue injuries. The injuries of the skin are called soft tissue injuries. Minor soft tissue injuries: it is localized inflammation which is caused due to some damage to tissue, muscles or tendons. Abrasion: it is a skin injury, which is caused when skin is scraped or rubbed by friction. Contusion: it is an injury caused by the blow or impact, without breaking or rupture of the skin. Laceration: it is a cut over the skin caused due to severe impact of an object or due to sharp edge. Incision: incision is a deep cut caused by a sharp cutting object such as broken glass. Bruises: in bruises, the upper skin remains unaffected, but inner tissues are damaged. Dislocation: it is an injury of joint in which adjoining bones are displaced from their original position. Fracture is the cracking or breakage of bones. Strain: it is the injury of muscles which is caused by the stress over the muscles or due to pull. Sprain: it is injury of ligament at the joint. It occurs at joints like wrist joint, ankle joint, etc. Physiological changes due to aging: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 10. Metabolism: change in bone density, muscle strength, lack of flexibility, change in respiration, cardiovascular system, digestive system, improper release of waste from the body, nervous system, diminishing sensory power, less energy required. Metabolism rate slows down, reduction in minerals leads to decrease in bone density with age, muscle strength decreases, the speed and extension of joints become less, result lower level of flexibility, the efficiency of lungs decreases, stroke volume of heart decreases as muscle become weak, lack of enough digestive enzymes as a result of this process slows down aging, weakens the urinary system. The rate in which blood purification take place slows down, reaction time slows down, cause of aging, sense organs weaken due to aging. Unit 8. Biomechanics and sports biomechanics. Bio means life and mechanics refers to branch of physics dealing with force acting on moving body. Biomechanics is the study of the structure and function of biological systems such as humans, animals, plants, organs, and cells by means of the methods of mechanics. Projectile: any object thrown in the space and it travels under the influence of gravity, air resistance and other projectile. The path through which the projectile passes is called parabola. The angle of release is equal to angle of fall. The forces that influence projectile path are speed of release is directly related to distance covered in flight. Vertical velocity will affect the horizontal velocity. Angle of release changes the relationship between the horizontal and vertical components of projectile. Height of release: higher the level of release, greater the distance covered. Spin, amount and direction of spin acting on projectile will directly affect the distance. Motion is a function of both direction and speed. Sir Isaac Newton formulated 3 laws of motion in 1686. Newton's first law of motion, law of inertia. According to this law, a body at rest will remain at rest and a body in motion will remain in motion at the same speed and in the same direction unless acted on by an external force. Newton's second law of motion, law of acceleration. According to this law, a change in the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force producing it and inversely proportional to its mass. Newton's third law of motion, law of action and reaction. According to this law, for every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Friction always acts in the opposite direction of the applied force. There are two types of friction: static friction and dynamic friction. Static friction, the force friction acting between the two surfaces before the motion actually begins, is called static friction. Dynamic friction, the force of friction which comes into play when a body moves over the surface of another body, is called dynamic friction. Friction is the force of friction that appears when one body slides, without wheels, or tries to slide over the surface of some other body. Rolling friction is the force of friction that appears when a wheeled body moves over the surface of another body. In terms of magnitude, rolling friction is always less than sliding friction, due to which wheels and rollers are used in machines. For example, hockey /cricket ball is hit equilibrium, dynamic and static, and center of gravity, and its application in sports. Meaning of equilibrium: it is the state of rest of a body. A body which is in balance or equilibrium is at a state of rest. A body is said to be in equilibrium when the sum of all the forces acting on the body is equal to 0, i.e. component of force. Conditions of equilibrium: the first condition for a body to be in equilibrium is that the sum of all the forces acting on the body is 0. If this condition does not satisfy, then the body must move in the direction of force. Dynamic equilibrium: dynamic equilibrium is maintaining balance when the body is moving. Dynamic balance plays an important role in the performance of freestyle sports such as snowboarding, skateboarding, windsurfing or bicycle acrobatics. Yoga, ballet or gymnastics: static equilibrium is maintaining balance when the body is stationary. Without doubt, postural stability is basic not only in daily life situations but also in almost all sports. Static balance is essential in shooting and archery. Unit 9, Psychology and Sports. The word personality is derived from the Latin word persona, which means the mask. A mask was worn by various actors in dramas in those days of ancient Greek civilization. So we say that personality is a mask that is used by an individual to deal with the society or the environment. Personality covers all the physical, mental, social, emotional interest and behavioral qualities of an individual. It is the integration of an individual's most characteristics: structure, mode of behavior, interest, attitudes, capacities, aptitudes, and abilities. Carl G. Jung classified personality on the basis of sociability character into 3 types. Introvert: they do not feel comfortable around new people. They are motivated by the internal world of thoughts, feelings and rigid in ideas and future-oriented. These are the persons who share characteristics such as shyness, social withdrawal and tendency to talk less. Extrovert: extroverts have a tendency to be friendly, outgoing, talkative and social in nature. They like to be around people and socially interact with them. They may be called as happy-go-lucky persons as they have no hesitation and show interest in present than future. Introverts are thought-oriented and extroverts are action-oriented. Ambivert: the persons who possess both the traits of introverts and extroverts are called ambiverts. The Big Five theory of personality. As different people give different response to the same situation, therefore the Big Five factors of personality are the domains/dimensions which define human personality and account for individual differences. The Big Five theory or five-factor model or ocean scale was the culmination of decades of exploration on the subject of personality. The 5 traits are described below. Openness: it means more than being frank and expressive, it refers to a high level of receptivity towards new ideas and challenges. Open individuals have an adventurous and curious spirit, immense imagination and the ability to examine abstract ideas. It includes traits like imaginative, insightful and variety of interests. Conscientiousness, they feature traits such as thoughtfulness, discipline, focus etc. Individuals who are strong on this dimension are well organized, systematic, laborious, dedicated to plans and schedules and reliable and complete in all respects. Extroversion, it is the dominant trait, outgoing and sociable, assertive, friendly and enjoy the attention of others. They make lot of friends, derive energy from external sources and speak freely. These people are called as extroverts and have traits like energetic and talkative also. Agreeableness, agreeable people are kind, helpful, and warm and trusted by others. They are interested in other people, show a healthy level of empathy and enjoy being good friends. Such individuals have traits like cooperative, friendly, compatible, gentle, generous, sympathetic and affectionate. Neuroticism, neuroticism is also called emotional stability. They are emotionally unstable, irritable, nervous, anxious, and quick to worry even over the smallest matters, and often fall into depression. Such individuals remain moody and tense. Aggression is a feeling of anger that results in hostile and violent behavior. According to Barron and Richardson, 1994, any form of behavior towards the goal of harming or injuring another living being who is motivated to avoid such treatment. Types of aggression. Hostile aggression, in this person intentionally harms the opponent. They are driven by anger and their act is impulsive. Instrumental aggression, it is also known as channeled aggression, it is not accompanied by anger but with the desire to win the competition. Assertion aggression, behavior that involve the use of legitimate physical or verbal force to achieve one's purpose. The intention of victory is there but not to harm anyone. Self-esteem. The concept of self-esteem generally refers to a person's evaluation of, or attitude toward, him or herself. Self-esteem is centered on a belief in the self, respect for the self, and confidence in the self. Confidence in one's own worth or abilities, self-respect. An equally important component of self-esteem is esteem from others. That is, the respect and admiration others bestow on a performer is equally motivational. Inflated self-esteem. People with inflated self-esteem think they are better than others and have no doubts about underestimating everyone else. This is a very negative self-esteem, as it holds them back from establishing affectionate and healthy relationships. Their competitiveness is always present and they always want to come out on top. For these people, happiness is found in achieving success, but the reality of the matter is that they do not attain happiness with this attitude. People with this type of self-esteem accept and value themselves. It is a self-esteem that is known to be positive, it manages to make the person satisfied with their life. Confidence in oneself and the courage to face any problems that may arise make everything much easier. Low self-esteem. People who have low self-esteem are the opposite of those with high self-esteem. They do not value themselves, they do not trust in their possibilities, and insecurity that they may be feeling is carried over into almost every situation. Fear of failure. People with low self-esteem hold back. They are the model of unhappy people. Mental imagery is a psychological skill used widely in sports for enhancing performance of wide variety of motor skills. Mental imagery may be defined as using one's senses to create or recreate an experience or visual image in the mind that at times may seem to be as real as seeing the image with our physical eyes. An expansion of this brief definition clarifies that an image can be created in the mind in the absence of any external stimuli, b. an image may involve one or more physical senses, and c. an image is created from information stored in the sensory store, working memory, or long-term memory. Self-talk is defined as overt or covert personal dialogue in which the athlete interprets feelings, perceptions, and convictions and gives himself instructions and reinforcement. Self-talk is an effective technique to control thoughts and to influence feelings. Thoughts and feelings can influence self-confidence as well as performance. Goal setting is a mental training technique that can be used to increase an individual's commitment towards achieving a specific standard of proficiency on a task within a specified time. Benefits of goal setting. It is important for the athletes and the coaches to understand how goal setting can be beneficial for performance enhancement process. Let's try to read few important benefits of goal setting. 1. Improved focus attention. 2. Develop persistence. 3. Mobilization of efforts. 4. Developing new learning techniques. 5. Increased motivation. Unit 10. Training in sports talent. Talent can be defined as adequate aptitude or ability in one direction, above the normal average. Thus, someone who has talent can do something without trying. Talent identification and development. Classified talent identification. Talent identification can also be defined as the process by which children are encouraged to participate in the sport they are most likely to succeed, based on selected parameters. These parameters are designed to predict performance capacity, considering the child's current level of fitness and maturity. 1. Talent detection. This is the discovery of potential performers who are not currently involved in the sport in question. 2. Talent identification. Recognizing participants with the potential at an earlier age to become elite performers in the future. 3. Talent development. Provides athletes with a suitable learning environment to accelerate or realize their potential. 4. Talent selection, the ongoing process of identifying individuals at various stages of development who demonstrate prerequisite performance levels. 5. Talent transfer, focuses on transfer from one sport to another sport where there are more significant opportunities to succeed. Types of sport training cycle. Macro cycles. The macro cycle is the longest of the 3 cycles and includes all 4 stages of a periodized training program, for example, endurance, intensity, competition and recovery. Because macro cycles incorporate all 52 weeks of your annual plan, they provide you with a bird's-eye view of your training. Mesocycles. The mesocycle represents a specific block of training that is designed to accomplish a particular goal. For instance, during the endurance phase, you might develop a mesocycle designed to enhance your muscular endurance on the bike, the ability to pedal relatively big gears, at a moderate cadence, for an extended period. Mesocycles are typically 3 or 4 weeks in length. 2 very common mesocycles consist of 21 and 28-day training blocks. Microcycles. A microcycle is the shortest training cycle, typically lasting a week with the goal of facilitating a focused block of training. An example of this is an endurance block where a cyclist strings 3 or 4 long rides together within 1 week to progressively overload training volume. Strength. Small black square. According to Matthews, muscular strength is the amount of force that a muscle or a group of muscles can exert against a resistance in one maximum effort. Static strength. /isometric strength. It is the ability of muscles to act against or overcome resistance when body is not in a motion. In this, strength is not experienced directly. For example, plank, holding position in yoga. Asana. Dynamic strength. /isotonic strength. It is the ability of muscles to act against or overcome resistance when body is in a motion. It is related to movements of muscle, contracting or extending, change or motion. For example, jumping, high knees, maximum strength, strength endurance, explosive strength, isometric exercises. These exercises helps in developing tremendous amount of strength. Introduced by Hettinger and Muller, 1945. It is derived from two Latin word iso equals means same, metric equals means muscle length, isometric equals same length. Two tonic exercises. These exercises helps in toning up and flexibility of the muscles. These exercises are best for strength development and is considered as the most important in the field of sports. These exercises can be done with or without apparatus. Introduced by Delorme, 1945. It is derived from two Latin word iso equals means same, tonic equals means muscle tone, isotonic equals same muscle tone. 3 kinetic exercises. These exercises are performed on specially designed machines. During these exercises, contraction of muscle or application of force and speed of doing exercises remain same throughout the range of movement. Isokinetic exercises can develop the strength by fixing the number of repetition and by reducing or increasing the speed. Introduced by Perrine, 1968. It is derived from two Latin word iso equals means same, kinetic equals motion, speed, isokinetic equals same motion, speed. Speed is the capacity of an individual to perform successive movement of the same pattern at a fast rate. Circuit training. Circuit training is the training method in which certain exercises of various kinds are performed with or without apparatus with given dosage. 2. Continuous training method. It is the oldest method. In this method, a player has to perform running activity for long duration of time, without taking rest. So the intensity of work is low due to long duration. The heart rate during the exercise for a sportsman should be between 140 to 160 beats per minute. Its duration of exercise should be more than 30 minutes. 3. Interval training method. History of interval method. This method was introduced first by Bilal, the greatest coach and athlete of Finland in 1920, and this method was based on the principle of effort/load and recovery. He named it as terrace training, in which he used to run 400 m daily 1020 times, instead of running 10 miles. According to Barrow and McGee, speed is the capacity of an individual to perform successive movement of the same pattern at a fast rate. 5 types of speed. Reaction time ability. It is the interval of time taken between the presentation of stimulus and the initiation of the response. Speed of action /movement ability to do a single movement in minimum time. Acceleration ability ability to achieve high speed of locomotion, moving from one place to another, from stationary position. Locomotor ability ability to maintain maximum speed of locomotion for maximum possible duration and distance. For example, swimming, rowing. Speed endurance ability to do sports movement with high speed under conditions of fatigue. For example, 400 m event. It can be cyclic, alternate movement of limbs. For example, freestyle swim, running, or non-cyclic movement, football, handball, all games. It is the ability of an individual who maintained or sustained a pace /activity for longer duration without undue fatigue. Important component for middle and long distance races, and it is required for almost all major games like football, hockey and basketball. Endurance. 4 types of endurance on the basis of time duration of physical exercise. Speed endurance ability to do sports movement with high speed under conditions of fatigue and oxygen debt will happen. For example, 400 m event. Short-term endurance anaerobic endurance needed in sports where high-speed movement is only for short duration of time. For 45 seconds to 2 minutes. Speed endurance and strength endurance, example, 800 m race. Medium-term endurance needed in sports where high-speed movement is only for medium duration of time. For 2 minutes to 11 minutes. Example, 1500 m/3000 m race, 100 m rowing. Long-term endurance / aerobic endurance, needed in sports where speed movement is for long duration of time. For 30 minutes activity or more. It is aerobic nature and speed is not high, also known as cardiovascular endurance. For example, marathon, cross-country. Flexibility is the capacity of range of motion around articulations, joints. Two types of flexibility: passive flexibility, ability to reach maximum range of a joint with external help. Example, partner stretching. Active flexibility, ability to reach maximum range of a joint without external help. Two types of active flexibility: static, toe touch, bending, yoga asana maintain phase, and dynamic, diving, gymnastics, football. It is the ability of the body to perform movement with perfection and efficiency repeatedly. It is a proper combination of strength, speed, endurance and flexibility during movements to achieve efficiency and perfection. Almost required in every sport. For example, gymnastics and diving. It is the ability to change movement or direction in the shortest time without getting misbalanced. Coordination ability. It is the ability of the body to perform movement with perfection and efficiency repeatedly. It is a proper combination of strength, speed, endurance and flexibility during movements to achieve efficiency and perfection. Almost required in every sport. For example, gymnastics and diving. It is the ability to change movement or direction in the shortest time without getting misbalanced. One orientation ability. It is the sportsman's ability to analyze and change the position of the body and its parts in time and space in relation of gravity, moving objectives like ball, opponent, playing field. 2. Coupling ability. When we combine the movement of different body parts, it is known as coupling ability. This ability has more significance in team sports, gymnastics, etc. For example, in gymnastics, the movements of hands, head, trunk and legs are essential to be successfully combined to achieve a certain goal. Coupling ability is necessary to perform perfect sports movements. 3. Reaction ability. It is the ability to react quickly and effectively. This is of two reactions. A. Simple reaction ability. The ability to react quickly in a determined manner to a well-known signal is called simple reaction ability. For example, the reaction of swimmer in the start of the competition is already known to him. B. Complex reaction ability. The ability to react quickly to an unknown or unexpected signal is called as complex reaction ability. These signals are unexpected because the sports person does not know when and to which signal to have to react. In football, the reaction of goalkeeper remains unexpected while facing ball from an opponent. 4. Balance ability. Keeping body and its parts in stable position in both static and dynamic condition is known as balanced ability. It means to regain balance quickly after any disturbing movement. This type of ability is required almost in every game. Balance ability is the ability to maintain balance during stationary position or slow movement. It is the ability to regain balance during rapidly changing positions. 5. Rhythm ability. It means to understand the rhythm of movement and to do the movement with the needed rhythm. In gymnastics, one has to observe rhythm given in the form of music. In various games, rhythm is not given from outside. Sports person uses the rhythm already stored in motor memory. 6. Adaptation ability. It means the ability to adjust or change the movement effectively on the basis of changes. Situational change can be sudden or unexpected one. 7. Differentiation ability. this is the ability to achieve high degree of accuracy of separate body movements. This depends on experienced movement and the degree of mastery over motor.